Hi guys, we're going to do another playtesting session with the food leader. So this leader is particularly complicated to explain because it has a lot of combo lines, and so instead of just showing you what all the cards do, I'm just going to read the leader and then I'm going to start into the gameplay video just to show you guys how the deck works. Okay, so the leader here, it's activate main. You can draw one card and then add up to one card from your life to your hand, then look at the top 5 cards of your deck. And then you're going to place either a Foo or a Cumber into your Z deck face up. So the cards you want to place into your Z deck usually is a Foo because all the Foo cards like to replace themselves. So I just want to let you guys know to always try to put a Foo into the Z deck. Obviously, that rule doesn't apply when you start to go into the mid to late game. But in the early game, you're going to want to set up your Foo as quickly as possible. This leader doesn't have an alternative awakening condition. It only awakens when you're at 4 or less life, and then you draw 2 cards. On the back side, it does the same thing as the front side. The only difference is that your leader is the 15k. It also has the ability on the activate battle to be able to choose one of your cumbers in rest mode, and then switch the attack target to that target. So this is an activate battle skill. So this goes back past the negation step. So after let's say your negation step gets negated, you can just simply use the Fu ability to redirect the attack to something else. So cards, if you're playing against the Vegito matchup, for example, and they have a counter that negates your negation, and they're trying to go all in on a triple strike, you can just redirect the attacks to the Cumber in rest mode. And the Cumbers in rest mode often have Servant, so having the Servant ability is really good because then you'll be able to protect it. Alright, so enough talking, we're going to go straight into the gameplay. So we're going to shuffle our deck here. Just to show you guys how the deck works. The card you want in your hand is going to be any Cumber. This Cumber is really good because you can Z-charge. So we're going to keep this Cumber and then we're going to put away this Cumber. This Cumber is from the other set, so you won't be needing it. And this is actually a pretty decent hand, so we're just going to shuffle and draw 2. Okay, cool. Okay, we're going to start the turn off by charging the Tenacious. Okay, and then we're going to use the leader ability to take a life. And then from here, you're going to try to get a Foo out the top 5, because we do have a Cumber in our hand. And looks like we do have a Foo here, so we're going to put the Foo face up on our Z. Okay, from here, we're going to shuffle our deck. And then from there, you're going to pay 1 energy to play these Foos. These Foos have the ability to play themselves by adding a Cumber from your hand and swapping it with the Foo in your Z deck. So that's what you're going to do. You're going to play this Foo here because it looks at the top 5. So you're going to do that. And then you're going to have a 15k body that swaps with the Foo from the Z. And they're going to play this one because this one right here allows you to combo from your drop area. Okay, you're going to leave him out in active mode. On your opponent's turn, you're most likely going to Z-charge this guy. Oh, sorry. So you look at the top 5 cards of your deck for a Foo or a Cumber. So this way it replaces itself. So it's kind of like a cantrip to some degree. So then we're going to add a Cumber to our hand. The 7-drop Cumber is going to be one of our main finishers. Okay, so we're going to shuffle our deck. And then on your opponent's turn, you're going to actually Z-charge this guy because you want to play your... you want to be able to play this card. You want to Z-charge so you can play the Foo's Laboratory as soon as turn 2, because then you'll be able to play the Z battle card and Z-stack as soon as possible. Okay? From there, you're going to not take a life because you Z-charged out of it. You're going to take your turn again. You're going to charge another Tenacious because I'm just trying to show you guys how the deck works. Okay, you're going to do the same ability here where you take a life. You're going to look at the top 5. You're going to draw first, sorry. And then you're going to look at the top 5 here. Okay, and then you're going to try to find a Foo, and you found one. Perfect. Okay, the same result. You're going to pay 1 energy here to send the Foo to the drop. And then you're going to look for the Foo's Laboratory. And then you're going to play the Foo's Laboratory right away. Okay, and from there, you can either pay 1 energy. You can usually swing. The cool thing about these Cumbers is when it does get played, you can actually control a lot of your opponent's cards. So even including the Foo as well. So the Foo allows you to warp one of your opponent's battle cards. So the cool thing about this leader is that it doesn't need to attack in order to draw. So if your opponent really needs the card in their Z energy, let's say they have a battle card on their side, you can actually warp it for really cheap. A lot of your cards are able to be procced on literally on turn 1, and it doesn't have a cost restriction to do the ability. So having this being able to do so is really nice. So now that you have the Foo's Laboratory, you could attack and then combo something away, but we're not going to do that. We're going to combo on our opponent's turn. We're going to pay 1 energy here to play a Foo. This food will allow us to warp one of our opponent's battle cards, so this way they can't Z-charge. They could Z-charge, but they'll have to combo from their hand. Okay, so we're going to swap a Cumber. We're going to swap the Foo with the Cumber. Okay, so we have our Cumber ready. And then now that we have a Z extra in our battle area, this can actually attack. So we can attack for 15 and 10. So not much happening on turn 2. Nothing all crazy. Okay, on our following turn, they're gonna attack us. Probably remove the Fu somehow, so I can see that happening. And then we can probably combo away one attack. This one right here lets you combo and then plays it on your opponent's side. So I can see that happening. Let's just try to combo something else though. Let's combo this guy here so that we have something to Z charge. Okay, at our opponent's turn, now finished. We're gonna charge another card. We're gonna charge Super Kamehameha. Okay, we're gonna do the same ability. We're gonna take a life here. We are going to draw a card. Then we're gonna look at the top 5. Cool. We found a Fu here. So this Fu right here is gonna be one of our main finishers, so that's really useful. Okay, then we're gonna pay 1 energy here to play the Fu that swaps. So we're gonna swap this Fu for the Cumber that we don't have. Okay, at this point in the time, this one lets you draw a card. At this point in time, you could awaken, so let's awaken here. So draw 2. Okay, so we have a pretty large hand at 4 life. We can actually swing here for 15. At this point in time, we can actually play our Z energy. So we're going to pay 1 Z energy to play our Z extra. We're going to play the enthusiastic treatment, fighting the enthusiastic treatment. So what this does is on your opponent's turn, or on your turn, you can Z-stack a blue Cumber card, that's a battle card. So we can choose one of these. Depending on the situation, you want to choose the right one. I think I want to choose the one that combos for free. Okay. And then from here, all the Cumbers on the underneath have the ability to come out for free. So that's what we're going to do. We're going to play it out for free. Okay, from there, this allows you to actually look at the top 5 cards of your deck and place a Fu or Cumber. So you can still do that ability even on the backside. Okay, so we're gonna get a Fu, I believe. Or you know what? Let's get a Cumber. We're gonna get a Cumber here, and then we're gonna place it into the Z energy. This way, it sets up our plays. This one, if it does swing, you can combo from something from the drop area. So that's what we're gonna do. We're gonna attack. We're gonna combo for 15 here, or 25. So this goes up to 25 here. Okay, so that's really good. I'm gonna Z charge. Your leader can also do the same thing on the backside. So we're gonna shuffle our deck. Draw a card and look at the top 5 again. Okay, so we can add another. Let's add another one of this. Okay. The cool thing about the laboratory here is that you can choose one of your black food leaders with Z stack and then place a Cumber from your Z deck underneath it. So we can do that ability right now. We're going to place this one underneath because it is a limit 1 and we do have 2 copies in our deck, or 2 copies in our Z deck. Okay, and then this is going to be able to play itself out and then warp a battle card on play. So then you're able to board control. This is also a servant too, so you can swing for 20, which is really good. And then we still have one energy open. We could use it for keeping up a negate, but we don't have a negate in our hand, so we're just going to attack with our leader and then swing for 15. And then we're going to pay 1 energy here to play the Mechikabura here. This Mechikabura lets you draw a card on play, but it also lets you do Overlord. So we're going to Overlord one of the Cumbers, and then we're going to draw a card. So as you can see here, we can keep a pretty large hand here, and then pretty much have maintain our board control. So our opponent's turn, we can pretty much Z-charge this guy because he's probably going to get removed. He does not have barrier anymore, but if he does stick around for the next turn, you can use the activate main here to set up your Z deck, essentially. They're probably going to remove the Fu because this guy can't restand himself. So we're going to restand, and then we can actually super combo. We can actually play this guy too for free. This combo's for 10k, so this way you can just put it on your opponent's side and then combo out of it. Yeah, you can pretty much super combo, just save yourself. We're going to bottom deck another one of the Cumbers here because there's a limit 1. Okay, cool. From there, you can Z charge. So pretty standard plays so far. We're going to try to get to our kill turn here. So we're going to charge the petrification here. Okay, and then we're going to use the leader ability. Look at the top, draw first and look at the top 5. And then we can place a Fu. Let's place this Fu. This also lets us look this is an activate main as well, so we can look at the top 5. So we can keep stacking our Z deck here. Let's stack another Fu here. Okay, so we have like a Z deck of 10 cards already. This one doesn't restand because it has servant. Okay, from here we can actually play for 2 energy. We can play this Fu over here. It says here if your opponent has 3 or more energy, which if you're going first and you have 4 energy, you can play it. So that's what we're gonna do. We're gonna play this guy. This Fu right here lets you play the Cumber from your Z deck, so we're gonna play that. So for 2 energy, you're able to produce 2 bodies that are 25k. This one's a 25k, but when it's played, it removes battle cards equal to or less than the number of Z cards in your deck, ignoring barrier. So since you have about 9 cards in your Z deck, you can actually remove something ignoring barrier that costs 9. So that's really strong there. He would get double strike if he has something underneath that you can place in the drop, but it doesn't. So you're probably just gonna swing here for 25. This also has dual attack as well, so we can actually give this servant with this ability. So this is gonna be hitting for 35k, and then you can actually have dual attack here for 25, so you can attack twice. Okay, so we don't have a cumber yet, but we can use the Fool's Laboratory to attach a cumber underneath him. So we'll do that. Okay, and then this cumber here can come out, and then this will trigger the ability to warp a card from your opponent's hand. You can actually combo this away, so yeah. So you can attack here, and you can combo away the cumber here. Okay, and then you can place this in the drop. Yeah, you want to place this in the drop so you can play your so you can play this guy for 1 energy, and then place this guy underneath him. This way, you can pretty much snipe a guy, ignoring barrier again, and then you can also give him double strike, so you can do that. Give him double strike, and then he's a 25k base. So we're doing a lot of swarming, literally on turn 4, which is really good. And then on top of that, you could probably play something like, okay, so we can pay with the 1 energy here to play a Foo. We can send the Foo, the second Foo here, and then look at our Z deck. Okay, and this Foo's gonna Z stack, so let's Z stack a Cumber, and then this Cumber hasn't came out yet, so we can actually play it. And then we have another 20k body here. So on our opponent's turn, we can actually use the backside ability to make the attacks get redirected to a Cumber. Since this has Servant, you want to redirect it to this one just because it's unable to be destroyed. But for all intents and purposes, you can actually just redirect. You have the super combos here. You have basically a free 10k body that you can give to your opponent here. Yeah, and then you can combo this guy, send this to the drop area, and then negate from the drop area. So you can do that by warping and take a life instead. You have testing the opposition. I mean, support of the Dark Empire. Sorry. So we can do that. We also have Super Kamehameha as well. We got a lot, dude. We can do a lot of things. So let's say Super Kamehameha takes away a 3 cost or less, and then yeah, pretty much you redirect an attack to this guy, and then you restand. You draw a card. Pretty much, yeah, you pretty much control the game pretty well. This one, the SCR here can be played if you have 4 or less life, so you can actually just play this from your Z deck. So we're going to try to find a way to put it in the Z deck so we can just pay for 1 energy, which you're always going to do anyways. So we're going to pay 1 energy to basically play a Foo here, Supreme Intellect, to swap a Foo with a Cumber. So we'll do this. Okay, and then you're gonna warp a battle card if you want. From there, you can just pay this guy and then play this guy in rest mode. And this guy, when it's in rest mode, you don't take any damage. So it also has the ability to remove, if it gets removed from the battle area by your opponent's skill, you may add a card from your life to your hand instead once per turn. So this way, you could pretty much protect him from being destroyed. But additionally, what it does is, well, if you have 3 or less life, you can remove 2 cards from your Z deck from the game. We're running low on our Z deck, so we're going to use the leader here to draw a card. And then look at the top 5 cards to pretty much allow us to fill up our Z. So we're going to place this here, and then this allows us to pretty much rejuvenate. So that's what we're going to do. We're going to rejuvenate. This way we have 2 life now. This SCR is really good so that you can play cards like Super Kamehameha free by taking a life instead. You can also play Support of the Dark Empire and such and such and such. Okay, so all these leaders here do have Overlord. This guy has Overlord as well, so you can bottom deck. Bottom deck the Cumber here to draw a card and stuff. Pretty much, you guys kind of get the idea of how the deck works. Yeah, so Tfu is a really like technical deck. You can kind of tell that it's technical because it allows you to play things from underneath the Fu for free. All the Cumbers all have different skills. But they all have one thing in common, which is Servant. But all the skills either warp a battle card, lets you combo for free, or it lets you discard a card from your opponent's hand using this card. So yeah, overall, pretty good leader, I would say. I definitely expect it to be meta because it is a black leader. Black leaders usually don't have a good following in Dragon Ball, but this one in particular has a really good skill in being able to control the board really well. Black generally has a hard time removing barrier, So this Cumber existing allows you to control the board better, ignoring barrier and stuff. And then you basically have a suited SCR, a black SCR that prevents you from losing the game because you have this guy. So they had to spend resources to try to remove this guy from the battle area so that they could pretty much go for your life after. So he's kind of like a deadly defender, but a lot better. But yeah, I hope you guys enjoyed the gameplay video. The next one I'll do the promo leaders such as Black Vegito and also the Red Cell Max. So stay tuned for that, and I'll see you guys on the next video. Peace.